On the 12th of June 2025, a flight that was supposed to cross continents never made it past a city block. Air India flight AI-171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, took off from Ahmedabad International Airport, and within 31 seconds, it disappeared from radar. It didn't explode mid-air. It didn't reach cruising altitude. It crashed right into the heart of a residential zone, destroying lives on board and on the ground. The death toll, 279. The survivor count, 1. This is not just another aviation accident. It's a story of horrifying tragedy, chilling mechanical failure, and a pilot's final act of courage. This is the full breakdown of Flight AI-171, the Ahmedabad plane crash. The aircraft scheduled that day was a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, one of the most technologically advanced planes in the Air India fleet. Flight AI-171 was set to depart at 12:10 p.m. IST, heading toward London Gatwick. Among the 242 passengers and crew were medical students from Gujarat going for further studies, a couple on their honeymoon, business delegates flying for a summit in London, the Joshi family, viral on social media just hours before takeoff. There was a certain optimism in the air. The weather was perfect, with 0% chance of turbulence. No one could have imagined what would unfold just moments after liftoff. 12:16 p.m. The plane begins its takeoff roll from runway 23. Tower gives final clearance. AI-171 cleared for takeoff. The aircraft accelerates smoothly. No warning signals, no delay. But just 16 seconds after liftoff, the first signs of trouble emerge. The plane begins to lose thrust on its left engine. Cockpit alarms start to sound. The aircraft lurches to the left. 12:16:31 p.m. At just 470 feet above ground, the plane dips sharply and turns uncontrollably, and crashes straight into Block C of the BJ Medical College hostel, only 1.2 kilometers from the runway. The impact is catastrophic. The fuel tanks rupture, triggering an explosion that engulfs the crash site in flames. Residents nearby report their windows shattered by the shockwave. Several hostel students die instantly. Others burn inside rooms before emergency responders arrive. Parts of the fuselage remain lodged in concrete walls. The aircraft's tail section is completely destroyed. Bodies are found scattered between the 3rd and 5th floors. This wasn't just a crash. It was a collision of fire, metal, and human lives. Captain Sumit Saharwal, 56 years old, had flown over 18,000 hours. He was known among his peers as calm, precise, and reliable. Cockpit recordings recovered from the black box reveal his final words. "Mayday, left engine out. We're losing lift. Requesting immediate return. Turning away from populated static." Saharwal deliberately turned the aircraft away from a densely populated slum near the airport. His action likely saved hundreds more lives. He died on impact, along with his co-pilot Richa Mehra, just 32 years old. They gave their lives trying to prevent a bigger tragedy. In the wreckage, rescue workers heard a faint cry. They found 24-year-old Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, pinned under seats, injured but alive. He was seated in 11A, right over the wing. He suffered multiple fractures, burns, and lung damage. After 3 surgeries, he spoke. "I remember the jolt. I couldn't breathe. Then silence. I thought I was dead." He is now the sole survivor of Flight A-171. His story will forever live as a painful miracle. The AAAIB of India, along with experts from Boeing and the US NTSB, launched a full-scale investigation. Early data from the Flight Data Recorder, FDR, revealed a severe compressor stall in the left engine, a hydraulic failure in the landing gear system, a minor software delay and warning alerts. It was a triple malfunction, extremely rare but devastating when combined. The cockpit voice recorder, CVR, confirmed calm handling by pilots, no evidence of human error, no signs of foul play or terrorism. By all accounts, the crew did everything right. The aircraft did not. Air India grounded all 33 Boeing 787s for full inspections. Flights were cancelled for 2 days. Tata Group, the owner of Air India, released a public apology and pledged Rs 125 crore compensation per deceased. However, several families protested outside Air India offices, demanding answers. For them, it wasn't about money, it was about accountability. Lawsuits have been filed against both Air India and Boeing. The Indian Parliament observed a minute of silence. A national mourning was declared in Gujarat. 279 bodies, gone in an instant, but their absence echoes louder than any explosion. Fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, friends, lovers, dreamers, all reduced to fragments, fire, and names on a passenger manifest. More than 70 bodies were so badly burned or dismembered, even modern forensics couldn't identify them quickly. It took advanced DNA testing, weeks of waiting, and long lines at hospitals for a single confirmation. Some families waited not for news of survival, but just to receive a name to put on a gravestone. Across Gujarat, Delhi, London, Birmingham, and countless other cities, the sound of crying filled crematoriums, graveyards, and prayer halls. Funerals were held under cloudy skies, some with thousands attending, others in silence, because entire families had perished together. Social media transformed into a wall of mourning. Photos, videos, and memories poured in, each post echoing heartbreak. And then there was the Joshi family selfie, just hours before takeoff. A husband, wife, their 2 young kids, bright eyes, playful smiles. That one image became the symbol of this crash. All smiles, all gone. A memorial is now being planned at the crash site. Where twisted metal once lay, a garden of names will rise. All 279 names will be engraved into stone, so the world never forgets them. Not as statistics, not as headlines, but as lives that mattered. But even as the country mourns, the world demands answers. Was this just a tragic accident? Or was it a predictable failure waiting to happen? Aviation watchdogs are digging deep. Reports suggest the left engine had shown signs of wear and overheating, weeks before the crash. If that's true, why wasn't it replaced? Why did a state-of-the-art aircraft suffer a hydraulic malfunction, a compressor stall, and delayed alerts all at once? Was there a lapse in pre-flight checks? Were there budget compromises? Could better software, better systems, better foresight have made a difference? Did the warnings come seconds too late? The world may never get closure, but we do await the final investigation report, due sometime in 2026. Until then, we're left with only theories and grief. One flight, hundreds of dreams. One moment that shattered everything. Flight AI-171 is no longer just a flight number. It is a symbol of human fragility, of technological vulnerability, and of silent heroes like Captain Sabarwal and First Officer Mehra. Their last decision, turning the aircraft away from a densely populated area, saved hundreds. Their last breath was spent trying to protect lives they never met. So let us remember them all, not just the crew, not just the passengers, but every family, every child, every soul whose light was extinguished that day. May those who died rest in eternal peace. May those who survived carry the torch of memory and meaning. May those who lost find strength in unity and truth. This was the full story of the Ahmedabad plane crash, Flight AI-171. If this story moved you, if these lives mattered to you even for a moment, then don't let their story fade. Like, share, and subscribe to Dark Suspect, where every tragedy is told not as gossip, but as a human story that deserves to be remembered.